Hey everyone, welcome back to Age and Education channel. Today we shall continue with the chapter Nutrition. So in the last class we have seen we have covered entirely about the plant nutrition, and now we shall get into the animal nutrition, and we know that animals can't prepare their own food, so they come under heterotrophic nutrition, right? So as a part of this, I just want to remind you that we all know that whatever food that we eat, our body can't directly take all the energy and nutrients from the food we eat, right? The food that we are taking through our mouth has to undergo a complex process, so that during this process, whatever the complex nutrients that we are taking, the complex food that we are taking, will have to be converted to simpler forms, right? Only when this happens, our body will be able to derive all the nutrients and energy from these simpler forms. So the solid food we eat is insoluble. What is it? Insoluble, solid, complex nutrients. Okay, so this insoluble, solid, complex nutrients has to be broken down so that this insoluble thing will become soluble, right? And this complex things will become what? Yes, simpler forms, right? Soluble, simpler forms. So our food should be converted into soluble, simpler forms. Only then our body will be able to absorb all the nutrients from the food that we take. So this process of this type of nutrition, wherein this insoluble, solid, complex nutrients have to be converted into soluble, simpler forms, this type of nutrition is called as what? Holozoic nutrition. What is it? Holozoic nutrition. Okay, and there are some series of steps in this process. Okay, what are those steps? First stage is ingestion, right? Then is digestion. What is it? I will let you know the meaning of all these terms, but just first let me outline what are the steps. Okay, ingestion, digestion, and then what? Absorption. Absorption, and then assimilation at the end, digestion. Okay, these are the steps that will be part of this holozoic nutrition. Okay, now let us see what is the meaning of all these in the next slide. Okay, now tell me, first what we will do, we will take the food, right? So we take the food inside our body. So this is called as what? Ingestion. What is this? Ingestion means taking the food into your mouth. Okay, so the process of taking in food is called as ingestion. And next comes what? Digestion. What is digestion? We all just say that our food won't get digested. We keep hearing all this, right? So what it means is that it is the process of breaking the complex food into simpler forms, right? So only with this our body can absorb, I have mentioned earlier, right? So the digestion involves converting the complex things into simpler forms, right? Next, what is absorption? Next step is absorption. What is absorption? Yes, it is the process by which the soluble forms of the food enter into the body fluids such as blood. So with this digestion we have got the simple things, right? And from this simple things we want uh, our body fluids to take the soluble forms that are uh, a result of this process of digestion, right? So this is called as absorption. It means that our body will these simpler forms will enter the bloodstream. Okay, next, what is next? It is assimilation. Okay, there will be a bit you will feel a bit confused. Right now you will think that okay fine, but later on you will get confused a bit in between absorption and assimilation. Okay, absorption means that soluble forms of food enter into the body fluid such as blood. Okay, that is called as absorption. And what is assimilation? Assimilation is the process of utilizing these absorbed nutrients, right? So whatever nutrients that are absorbed into the bloodstream have to be utilized, right? Utilizing these nutrients to produce what and ultimately what we need energy, right? So the process of utilizing the nutrients to produce energy is called as assimilation. Why do we need energy? Our body does so many functions, right? Even without our knowledge, it does many things. Our heart will be pumping blood and lungs will be very busy in taking the oxygen and giving out the carbon dioxide, right? In the process of respiration, it will be very busy. Every part of our body is so busy continuously 24/7. We take a break at least in the night for sleeping, but our body won't take a break, right? So for all this, what do we need? You have to give energy, right? You need to take something, and with that our body will derive the nutrients, and from the nutrients our body will try to produce the energy, right? And with this energy our body can do its work. So it is very important. Assimilation is the most important thing, okay? But for assimilation to happen, first of all you should eat some food. That will be done through ingestion, and then this food is complex thing, and that has to be converted into what? Into simpler form, and then our body should do this absorption. What is absorption? These simpler forms will get into the bloodstream or the other body fluids, and then comes the assimilation. Once it gets into the blood, the nutrients that are absorbed by the blood, with that the body will try to produce the energy, okay? And the final step is what? Digestion. What is digestion? It is the elimination of the undigested or waste matter from our body, okay? So whatever we eat, not 100% gets into nutrients and all other stuff. There will be the waste too, right? This waste will be stored in what? It will be stored in rectum, and it will be sent out through anus, okay? This actually rectum anus is typical of human being, okay? And for other organisms, now later I will explain, there are so many types of organisms, like unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms, like simpler form of multicellular organisms, okay? And so for those, the digestion mechanism will be different, but for human being it is rectum and then anus, okay? So for any Holozoic nutrition, these will be the steps: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and digestion. But this ingestion, in human beings we say that we take the food through our mouth, but will it happen for every organism? No, every organism won't have mouth, okay? The typical mouth that you see in a human being, you can't find this in every organism, okay? So what happens? Let us see. First of all, we will see about the simple organism called as amoeba, okay? It's a unicellular organism, and it is called as what? Amoeba. And what is this? This is paramecium, okay? Paramecium. And these will have different mechanisms through which it will take the food, that is ingest the food, and then the digestion, absorption, assimilation, digestion. For everything there is totally different procedure, okay? So as we have mouth, we take the food through our mouth. In the same manner, this amoeba will engulf tiny particles of the food through its pseudopodia. What is it? Pseudopodia. It means that this is very fluidy thing, okay? It can just extend whenever it finds something here, some food particle here. It will extend its body and it will take the food inside, okay? It means that it will stretch this part and this part, and it will again get merged, so that this food particle will enter into the main body, okay? So it will extend its pseudopodia, okay? Pseudo means false, right? So false legs, it means that false extensions, okay? Pseudopodia. These structures will extend to take the food, okay? And it will just take it into its body, and in here a food vacuole will form, okay? Here you can see that right? In this food vacuole, here is the food vacuole, okay? So when it finds the food here, it will extend its pseudopodia and it will take in, and overall when it gets attached, you know that some hollow thing will be formed, right? It's called as food vacuole, and here the digestive juices will be released and it will take the food. So the process of digestion takes place in this food vacuole, and the process of absorption, assimilation, and then digestion, everything will happen, okay? We need not delve deeper into the process that is involved, the detailed process that is involved in amoeba. The main thing here what we want is that in amoeba, this process of holozoic nutrition will happen through what? Pseudopodia. Pseudopodia will help in ingestion of the food, okay? What is it? Pseudopodia. So is it same with the paramecium too? No. The paramecium, for paramecium, can you see this hair, right? This is called as, this hair like structure is called as what? Cilia, okay? And it will be all throughout its body, okay? And this helps in the taking of food, okay? So here what happens, you know, I'll tell you, wait. Here you can find this cilia, right? This cilia, what happens, it will along with the water, it will even try to move the food that is present in the water, okay? So this food will come and enter this cavity. What is this cavity called as? This cavity is called as oral cavity, okay? Oral groove rather. It is called as oral groove or vestibulum, okay? Here enters the food, and after entering, it will get into some narrow part called as buccal cavity or gullet, okay? And then later the food enters into the food vacuole, okay? And there again the process of digestion takes place. So what here, the important thing is not about, you need not learn about this vestibulum and whatever gullet that I have mentioned, gullet or buccal cavity, right? All this is just for your inquisitiveness. You need not learn all this, don't worry about all that. The main thing that you have to learn at this stage for the 7th grade, it is important that you learn about cilia in paramecium and pseudopodia in amoeba, okay? And this is just for your, as I have mentioned, you have to be knowledgeable, right? For that reason I told you about this. You need not worry about all these complicated terms, okay? When you get into 8th grade or 9th grade, you will have to learn everything, and there is a complicated process that's involved in everything that you learn in 7th grade, but we don't get into deeper aspects because at this stage you need not know all that, okay? Next, where shall we go next? We will see about one multicellular organism called as what? So these are unicellular organisms and this is multicellular organism, okay? What is this? This is called as hydra. How about hydra? How will it ingest food? So here we are concentrating on how the ingestion of the food is happening, right? Here with the pseudopodia, here with the paramecium, and here this will have tentacles. So its mouth will be having these tentacles. What are these? Yes. So whenever there is any food, it will entangle small animals or organisms or anything, okay? And then it will send into its mouth. And in the mouth cavity, the digestive juices will help in the digestion of the food, okay? So here you can find some similarity with the human being anyways. Now later we will see about the human digestive system too. With that you will get a very clear picture of how the digestion takes place, okay? Here we are just mentioning digestion, complex to simple and all that, but when you see the human digestive system, at least you will have a vague idea as how the digestion will take place in the organisms, okay? Now we have learnt about the hydra too. What is hydra? It's a multicellular organism. And how about amoeba and paramecium? These are unicellular organisms, okay? Fine with it. And tell me, just think about some other organisms too. We will get into humans digestive system, and also we'll have to look into the digestive system typical of cow, okay? That is something different. But generally how the ingestion takes place, I'm speaking about the animals, the other animals, like how the ingestion, you could have seen the frogs, right? What will the frogs have? Frogs will have long sticky tongue. What is it? Long sticky tongue, with which it will catch the insects, right? And how about, you tell me something else, how about spiders? What does the spiders do? Spider will weave a web, right? Will weave a web, and with that web some insects will be caught, and spider will take up that, okay, will suck up the food. And how about the mosquitoes? Mosquitoes and leeches, what do? They feed on the blood of the animals, right? And you know that with mosquitoes there are like so many different type of diseases, dangerous diseases like malaria, right? Chikungunya. All these are because of these mosquitoes' habit of like a mosquito's way of living through sucking the blood. Okay, it sucks the blood of the human being, and during that process, it will pass on malaria, chikungunya, and all that. Okay, so about that. Next, anything else? Do you get anything else in your mind? How about the bees and butterfly? They feed on what? Nectar of the flowers. Okay, so every organism will have some different manner of ingesting the food, or what they eat. Everything differs, right? Nature has so many differences, and once you appreciate it, then your brain will start accepting the things. Okay, so like it will learn to keep up the things in your brain, that these things are different. Oh, nice, strange. If you appreciate the knowledge that you are getting, only then those things will sit in your brain. Otherwise, they'll just go off. If you think that, hey, what is this boring things? Why should I learn about this amoeba, pseudopodia, cilia, and all that? Then the brain will also feel, oh no, I don't want to listen to all this. But once you appreciate, wow, 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 if you think that, oh, the nature is so equipped with so many different things, if you give that sort of feedback for your brain, then you'll feel happy with it. Okay, next, what next? What shall we see? So next we should look into human digestive system and digestion in human digestive system, and also digestion in ruminants. Okay, we shall see about this in coming classes. Okay, okay, so you remember all this. You may get match the following, like amoeba, paramecium, okay, hydra, and they will say tentacles here, cilia here, and what else, pseudopodia here, and they will ask you to match. Okay, amoeba, and hydra means tentacles, paramecium means cilia. Okay, this is very important, and you can expect this in some competitive exams. Okay, done for now. See you in the next class. Bye.